Welcome back, everyone. So we got the Balrog raid out, and we already have some pretty good info on strategy and how things are going to shake. Right now, it looks like my guild needs to do about 36 million. I'll just say this is 81, so 35 million, which is suboptimal at best because it looks like for the vast majority of players, the strategy that you're going to inevitably end up running is you're going to do one group, whatever your strongest team is. For most people, it's elves, for instance. I guess it would be my elves. You're going to run one group that's going to do about 3 to maybe 400k. You're either going to max out phase 2, or you're going to do a phase 3 run that does slightly more than 300, and you're going to accept that because it would be better than maxing out tier 2. You're then, with your next 2 best squads, probably your Isengard or Haradrim or Road to Rivendell or Rohan, whatever your 2 weaker squads are, you're going to do tier 2 for about 130 to 170,000, and then you're going to go in with whatever else, and you're just going to accept whatever scraps you can get from tier 1. To get the 17 million that you generally need to bump up, which I think they like as the benchmark, you're going to need about 470k per person in your guild. Obviously, there's no tier 5, so it doesn't really matter if you get 17 million or not. It's really going to be, I think it's really going to be, there's going to be a kind of like tier 2, where tier 2 kind of limits your points because it's difficult if you don't have high damage characters, and before mods and stuff like that come out, it's going to be kind of rough. I think what's going to happen is you're going to need to come up with high damage teams. Good news for free to play, it looks like the Rohan squad, even under geared, is very, very powerful in tier 4 in the Balrog raid, as well as in tier 2 because of damage output and stuff like that. So I think CG is crafted kind of like an interesting calculus in that, you need a lot of stuff. You need defensive teams. You need high single fire targets with cleanses. You need high single fire targets with dispels. And then you just need attacks out of turn. Rohan doesn't have the cleansing capability. Yes, obviously there is one singular cleanse on... what's her face, Arwen, but realistically speaking, it's not a ton. Kind of how I've partitioned my teams is I do the 300k with elves, I do about 100 and something with Haradrim, and then I go in with the Rohan team right here just to get you a good idea of where they are. They're 31,000 power. Obviously, Gaz is fairly strong. He doesn't have a lot of his abilities. Most of my characters don't have good ability tier upgrades. So you'll notice that your damage numbers are likely going to be higher than mine, and that's because I've gone for a more prep for GAC focused roster where I'm getting wide in 4 areas as opposed to getting tall in 1. But Éomer is 7, Eothane is 6 with low ability tiers, Strider is 7, level 40 with basically no ability tiers. Same thing with Lady Éowyn, and then yeah, that's the squad. So I know there's a lot to consider in the raid, but a lot of it you can't really control. Like, if you don't have cleanses, you can't really manage the debuffs that they put on you. There's all of the different forms he can take, but these are blue buffs, so there's no way to like dispel them or anything like that. One thing I have found quite annoying is that the especially in shadow form, the blinds persist really long, which can be annoying. I had an opportunity to get almost 200k while I was live streaming a run, to the point where, I probably should have posted it because it would have been so good, but I had Gaz and Éomer left, and they both had blind, and he had his assist, so I basicked, and he assisted, but they both had blind. But since it was not his turn, the blind persisted, so his 2-turn blind ended up realistically being like a 3-turn blind, which was a little annoying, but it's looking to be that you can get about with decent free-to-play with decent free-to-play Rohan squad with a little bit of Strider and a little bit of Gaz. And I know you guys might partition your Rohan squad a little bit differently. If you have great Road to Rivendell, you'll obviously use Strider elsewhere. If you have Isengard, you're probably running Gaz with them. I totally appreciate and understand that you guys are partitioning your like secondary units a little bit differently. This is just kind of how I've come across it, and I think I can maybe consistently do about, I don't know, maybe that never gets old. I absolutely love that animation. Whoever made that is awesome. What was I saying? I think I can probably consistently get 150 and hope to get up to like 170 depending on good RNG for crits, good RNG for not landing blinds, him not like nuking my entire team with one-shot abilities when he's in shadow form, which is kind of annoying. This is obviously not going to be an optimal run, but it's there. It's there. Now, obviously, when glyphs come, hopefully soonish, this will be much easier because you'll be able to, put crit chance and crit damage on your Rohan. You'll be able to put focus on your Haradrim. Your elves will maybe have more health so they can survive a little bit longer, yada, yada, yada. There's going to be a lot. Now, there is an argument that you, in an attempt to do more than 300k, you take off Lomian. I would say that, like, if you're going to replace him, I usually replace Lomian with Eomer in most tiers. I've actually never tried it for this event yet, so I guess we'll try it live right now. Yeah, let's find out. All right. Early blinds, which is not good, especially on my damage dealers. Let's throw up this. Let's do this. All right. We're going to need a cleanse of this blind. See, the blind is really annoying because you want to do his first special early because that allows you to get the extra guy on the field, which is obviously more damage output, but also it's more people for the Balrog to target, which is helpful in all of the tiers. Essentially, it's helpful in tier 2 because that the cave troll does a lot of damage. Same thing here. But also in tier 3 because it gives you an extra person alive when you guys are taking actions, which is always convenient. All right, this is where having a higher star Elrond that I don't have would be nice because you get a slightly higher heal. But beggars can't be choosers, I guess. It just appears that your whatever your guy is going to be eternally blinded because he's being targeted the whole time. Yeah, this does not look to be a good run. I think tier 3 for most people who don't have like full gear 8, gear 9, 7-star max ability tiers, I don't think tier 3 is doable in the slightest. Certainly not by my roster, but maybe if you're spending way more money it is. So let me know what you guys think. As always, I love you and I'll see you later.